So what's the difference between Eastern Orthodox and Roman Catholicism? There are two answers. One is the official answer that you'll get on the internet, and the other is the real answer. I'll give them both to you. So if this is your first time with us, my name is Dr. Carter. I have 30 years of experience in pastoral ministry and theology. I carry 4 degrees, 3 in theology and 1 in history. I try to bring the ancient world into modern focus to make it understandable so it's not so complex. So the official answer is that they differ over the authority of the papacy, the filioque clause in a certain liturgy, and also their idea or their concept about icons, the veneration of icons or not. But that's not the real answer. The real answer goes back to the early ages of the church. So in the early ages of the church, you had a doctrine that started to develop that city bishops, because their congregations were larger, had more authority than country bishops. And then it developed further that the city bishops who were larger cities, that they called them metropolitans, had more authority in the church than small city bishops, and so on and so forth. Well, that built up into what was called the Pentarch, which means the 5 largest cities in Christianity, which were Rome, Constantinople, Jerusalem, Antioch, and Alexandria. So there was this rival between these 5 bishops, who was the greatest. Well, the empire officially was split in half, east and west, because it got too big to govern. This is politically. So then, obviously, the 2 largest cities in the empire became Rome and Constantinople, because those were the capital cities of each east and west, which that divide was prophesied by Daniel in Daniel 2. You can go see that. But at any rate, quickly, the other 3 bishops backed out of the fight: Jerusalem, Antioch, and Alexandria. But the other 2 remained in the fight. Who was the largest? And it was always a going back and forth. If you read the original writings, it was always a going back and forth. And the citizens that were closest to that particular capital, whether it was Constantinople or Rome, typically sided with that side of the argument, who was the largest or who was the most important. Well, it continued undecided until 451, called a Council of Chalcedon, where they were arguing about